Key Insurance is giving you easy and convenient ways to manage your insurance policy online from anywhere at any time.
The world is constantly evolving, so too are the needs of our customers. Amidst the changes, our mission remains the same: to ensure our customer journey and experience are simple, stress-free, affordable, and effective.
Now, you can get a quote, pay your premiums, renew your policies, notify us immediately when you have an accident, and view your policy online.
As a People's Insurer, we are focused on serving our customers in the best ways possible by not just creating economical insurance solutions, but ensuring all our customer interactions are seamless and hassle-free, giving our clients the best insurance coverage and service they deserve.
Key Insurance, the people's insurer for economical insurance solutions. Key Insurance is giving you easy and convenient ways to manage your insurance policy online from anywhere at any time.
The world is constantly evolving, so too are the needs of our customers. Amidst the changes, our mission remains the same: to ensure our customer journey and experience are simple, stress-free, affordable, and effective.
Now, you can get a quote, pay your premiums, renew your policies, notify us immediately when you have an accident, and view your policy online.
As a People's Insurer, we are focused on serving our customers in the best ways possible by not just creating economical insurance solutions, but ensuring all our customer interactions are seamless and hassle-free, giving our clients the best insurance coverage and service they deserve.
Key Insurance, the people's insurer for economical insurance solutions. Key Insurance is giving you easy and convenient ways to manage your insurance policy online from anywhere at any time.
The world is constantly evolving, so too are the needs of our customers. Amidst the changes, our mission remains the same: to ensure our customer journey and experience are simple, stress-free, affordable, and effective.
Now, you can get a quote, pay your premiums, renew your policies, notify us immediately when you have an accident, and view your policy online.
As a People's Insurer, we are focused on serving our customers in the best ways possible by not just creating economical insurance solutions, but ensuring all our customer interactions are seamless and hassle-free, giving our clients the best insurance coverage and service they deserve.
Key Insurance, the people's insurer for economical insurance solutions.
Thank you very much, everyone. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, shareholders, media, friends. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 2023 Annual General Meeting of Key Insurance Company Limited, which is being held virtually. Welcome to all again online, all shareholders online. I'm honored to be here today in my capacity as chairman and to have the opportunity to share with you our progress and achievements for the past year. Despite the challenges in 2022, I'm proud to report that our company has continued to grow and we remain committed to our core values. Our dedicated employees have worked tirelessly to provide our customers with the highest level of service and support, and I'm grateful for their hard work and commitment. As we look to the future, we are very excited about the opportunities that lie ahead. We will continue to invest in our people, technology, and infrastructure as we strive to advance our position in Jamaica's insurance industry. We will also remain focused on delivering to our shareholders while maintaining our commitment to our customers, employees, and the communities we serve. Thank you again for joining us today, and I look forward to a productive and informative meeting. I would now like to invite Mrs. Sharon Prendergast, our Assistant Company Secretary, to lead us in prayer. Sharon, over to you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this afternoon. Lord, we thank you for all the stakeholders that make up this wonderful company. Lord, our directors, our shareholders, our staff, everyone concerned. Father, we ask, Lord, that as we proceed with this annual general meeting, God, that you would be present. Lord, that you would help us, that you would guide us through the afternoon's proceedings. Lord, that all will be done in order and all will give you glory. Father, we give you thanks for all these mercies. In Jesus' name, amen.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sharon, for those lovely prayer. I will now introduce Ms. Kerry Ann Evans, Legal Counsel for the Grace Kennedy Financial Group, also a Director of Key. Ms. Evans will perform the function of Corporate Secretary at today's meeting. Kerry Ann, can I hand over to you? I think we need to confirm that a quorum is present.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the requisite quorum of 2 persons are, as provided for in our articles, is present online.
Thank you, Ms. Evans. I now invite the Secretary to take us through the protocols for today's meeting.
Thank you, Chairman. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. For today's proceedings, we ask that shareholders adhere to the following protocols. Questions are to be submitted via email to agm@keyinsurancega.com. That's agm@keyinsurancega.com. I thank you to those who have already submitted questions. Please continue to send in your questions. We have allotted half an hour for the Q&A segment of the meeting. We will aim to respond to all queries received during this time. We encourage you, when sending in your questions, to identify yourself, include your name, so that we can know exactly who it is that we've received the questions from. During the meeting, your microphones will be muted. However, we invite you to use the chat box feature located at the bottom of your screen to make comments. However, as mentioned before, if it is that you have a question, please submit it via the email provided. When you registered for the meeting, you would have identified yourself as either a shareholder or a non-shareholder. As is customary, only shareholders or their duly appointed proxies are permitted to move and second motions as well as to vote on resolutions. Non-shareholders will not be able to participate in the voting process, but are of course encouraged to ask questions. If you wish to move or second a motion, you may do so by either clicking the raise hand feature, which is located at the bottom of your screen, or you may use the function in the participants list, located to the right of your screen. After each resolution is moved and seconded, it will be displayed on your screen. Shareholders will then be invited to move on the resolution by clicking either for, against, or they may opt to abstain. Shareholders will have 30 seconds to cast their votes, after which the results for each resolution will be announced by the chairman. In the event you experience any technical challenges during today's meeting, you may reach out to our team for assistance by calling 876-936-9. Finally, note that a recording of this AGM will be uploaded to the company's YouTube channel tomorrow, and that link will also be available on the company's website. We thank you in advance for complying with these protocols, and we do look forward to a very successful meeting.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ms. Evans. Okay, all shareholders would have previously received a notice of this meeting, which was duly published on the Jamaica Stock Exchange and the company's website in accordance with our amended Articles of Incorporation. May I have a motion that the notice of the meeting be taken as read? May I have a shareholder to move and another to second to this motion?
We have it moved by Carrie-Ann Mew. I'm waiting on another shareholder to second.
Okay, shareholders are reminded to use the raise hand feature located at the bottom of your screen to move or second this motion.
Yes, we have someone to second.
Okay, says moved by
Carrie-Ann Mew, seconded by the proxy for GMB.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the resolution is now displayed on your screens. I ask that you submit your vote in favor or against.
Get the key, affordable insurance for you and me, for your car, for your house, and your things. Get you free. Every bus operator, every taxi, link up 888 call key. Watch out, just get your license, then don't worry. Just for your car, you can save plenty. Up to 65% off your policy. Yeah. Dial 888 call key. Go, live, ride, and drive with Key Insurance, the key to your peace of mind. Dial 888 call key. That's 888-225-5539. www.keyinsurancejm.com.
Are we ready, Madam Secretary?
Yes, Chair.
Okay. The votes have been submitted. The Secretary has confirmed that the majority has voted in favor of this resolution.
Yes, Chair.
I declare the motion carried. I will now make some brief remarks. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon again, and it is certainly my pleasure to be here as chairman of Key Insurance Company at our annual general meeting. One of the areas since acquiring the company in March 2020, we spent a lot of time as a board focusing on corporate governance, which is extremely important to all of you. So what you'll see there is basically a placemat showing the board of directors. We have our audit committee, and I'll share with you the chairman of the audit committee, Linval Freeman. Then we have a very robust internal audit department by Grace Kennedy, and our external auditors you will hear from very shortly, Pricewaterhouse. We have an excellent management team, which I'm extremely proud of, with Tamara and Stuart, and I'm sure Tamara will speak about our management team, our corporate governance and nomination committee, and our loans and investment committee chaired by Kareem, and our conduct review committee chaired by Rochelle Cameron. Here I introduce my directors to you, or our directors to you. We have two new directors, Ashley Ann Foster Horn and Nicole Case. And during the year, we actually appointed Rochelle Cameron as our lead independent director to strengthen our corporate governance framework. So you'll see on screen there, and I'm sure all the directors are online. Lindwall Freeman, our chair of our audit committee, Carrie Ann, who you met earlier, Heather Golson from Supreme Ventures fame, our marketing guru, Herma, our banker, Sandra, one of the founding family members of Key Insurance Company Limited, Kareem, our investment banker, and our two new directors. You'd notice that we have 70% female directors and 30% male. So now you understand who really runs things at Key Insurance, including the general manager. Here are some of the activities, corporate governance activities. We have had an outstanding attendance of our directors, which I'm very proud of, and I want to use this opportunity to thank all the directors for their support. We have had 6 training sessions under the Grace Kennedy umbrella held in 2022, which was well attended also. Our performance evaluation, where we actually do a performance on of the board members, and we do a self-assessment, and we give each other feedback in terms of how we can improve as directors. And of course, we align with best practices. Of course, every company, as we stated when we bought the company in March of 2020, you need a vision, and our vision is servicing your needs to satisfy our customers by providing the best possible insurance protection of assets in Jamaica. And I'm sure after tomorrow's presentation, you'll agree that we are on the way to doing a great job. So, colleagues, you'll recall also that we established, when we bought the company, strategic drivers, areas that we're going to be focusing on to ensure that we maximize shareholders' value. Consumer centricity, operational efficiency, sustainable growth and innovation, and extremely, extremely important, a performance-driven culture by a great staff. And this is our results. You can see that we have been performing exceptionally well since the acquisition. And again, let me congratulate the board and the management of the company for that exceptional performance. You can see that when we bought the company, it was making a huge loss, and now we are making a decent profit, although, as I said to my board, that I think that we can do better, and I'm sure we will do better. But all the curves, all the lines on that graph is showing extremely, extremely good performance. Revenue growth of 881 million, or 53%, and the profit turnaround of 521 million. So we're on the right track. 40th anniversary, and Sandra, I know you're online. Let me use this opportunity to salute you and your family for the establishment of this great company 40 years ago. It means a lot to us. I know the founder, Sonny Gobin, was very passionate about this company. It was basically his life. And we want to salute Sonny this afternoon at the AGM for his vision to start this company. And you have our commitment that we'll continue to make this company a great company. So let me thank our team members, our customers, our shareholders and stakeholders for their continued support. As we look forward to the future, we remain focused on growing the company market share, maximizing shareholders' value, and further advancing our vision of providing the best possible insurance protection of assets in Jamaica. I'm now going to ask our general manager tomorrow to come and do a brief presentation, and then we'll do question and answers. Tomorrow, I'm going to hand over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Again, thank you so much for joining us today at our annual general meeting. So I will be presenting to you along with our Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Stuart Andrade, and Stuart will walk you through our financial performance for 2022. I won't go over our mission and vision, just to confirm that we're very committed to executing on our mission and vision, and of course our promise to provide the best possible insurance protection of assets in Jamaica. So what does our company look like? At Key, we really specialize in motor insurance, but we also offer non-motor products, and those are inclusive of our homeowners comprehensive coverage, property insurance, liability, and travel insurance. For 2022, motor insurance accounted for approximately 72% of our business, and 71% of that 72% of our motor business comes from our broker partners. So that outlines to you how strong our partnership with our brokers are. Notwithstanding, we continue to service our direct customers via 6 locations. We have our head office in Crossroads. We are in Montego Bay, Maypen, Mandeville, Ocho Rios, and Portmore. So our management team is comprised of Stuart and myself, along with Caroline Isaacs, our non-motor manager, Kadeen Da Silva, HR officer, Andrew Dunkley, operations manager, Paula Williams, claims manager, and Terry Joy Galab, our senior legal officer. The success of Key could not have happened without the team. So in 2022, October, we would have celebrated 40 years in business, as alluded to by our chairman. And here we have a pictorial representation of just some of our team members. We would have marked the day by having a cake cutting ceremony, and we also had an outside broadcast. In addition to that, we also ensured that we recognized those customers who would have been with Key Insurance the longest at each location. And before we had our celebrations, we actually started with a church service. So it was a really good and happy time for us, not just us as employees, but also our customers. So similar to our parent company, Grace Kennedy, we really believe in, of course, ensuring that we play our role in Jamaica via our corporate social responsibility activities. And we choose to focus on education because we really believe that if it is that we educate our nation, then Jamaica will be stronger and better. So almost all of our customer service initiatives, corporate social responsibilities, were actually centered around assisting schools in the communities within which we operate. So how did we do in 2022, considering that we were operating in a very challenging environment? We were faced with macroeconomic uncertainty and high inflation. Yes, that would have impacted us. What we saw was an increase in our claims expenses, and this was primarily driven by the fact that we would have had increases in price, not just for parts, but also for labor. And there was the resulting frequency because we had more motorists on the road. We also had, despite the high inflation we decided as a management team not to increase our rates because we are cognizant of, just our customers' needs in terms of managing their expenses. So what we did was to look at our business, see how we could better manage our administrative expenses with a view to hold our premium steady in 2022. And on the interest rate, with the increase in interest rate, Key, like other businesses, would have been negatively impacted. We saw some adverse impact on our bond prices. Notwithstanding that, we were able to deliver strong profits in comparison to 2021. So what we did, we realigned our portfolio to ensure that we were able to capitalize on higher yielding investments. And with that strategy, along with others, we were able to deliver a profit before tax of approximately $72 million. So having looked at our performance in 2022, we really believe that we are positioned for the future. And based on that positioning, we believe that we are at this place because we are undergirded by our board of directors, very strong board of directors who continues to provide us with strategic guidance. We're taking steps to grow our customer base and to strengthen our relationships and, of course, improve our underwriting capabilities and internal efficiencies. So here is a snapshot of our financial performance. Mr. Andrade will go more in depth, but I will give you a quick snapshot. So our performance here, we're showing strong performance in our gross written premiums. Our motor risks also increased when compared to 2021. And when you look at it, you're seeing a decline in our earnings per share, return on equity, and profit before tax. However, I just want to highlight that in 2021, we benefited from a $208 million actuarial adjustment positively. So when we took out that adjustment for 2021 and normalized our results, we're showing strong performance across all indicators when compared to 2021. Stuart will go in more in depth with you in his presentation. So just to share with you on the strategic initiatives that we had undertaken in 2022, we continue to measure our performance using the internal process, the balanced scorecard metric. So here we have our internal processes, learning and growth, and how did we do? We did very well because, as indicated in our presentation, we would have outpaced all our targets, save and except for the execution of our digital projects. Our digital projects got impacted because we would have lost the staff member who was handling that, but notwithstanding, the major initiative is still in the pipeline and we commit to completing that in 2023. On the customer side, we also did very well. We were able to outpace our 2021 performance in terms of our customer satisfaction score and our broker satisfaction score. Our average claim settlement time did improve. It's not where we want it to be, but we continue to work on it. But we're very heartened that we are seeing improvement when compared to 2021. In terms of our financial metrics, again, strong performance here. You will note that we continue to do well almost in all areas, save and except our overall loss ratio. So our overall loss ratio would have been impacted by the increase that we saw in our motor claims portfolio. Again, this is a priority for us for 2023, so we have looked at our business and we are taking strategic steps to ensure that our 2023 performance is better than our 2022. So at this juncture, I'm going to pause and allow Mr. Andrade to take you through the financial performance. Stuart?
Good afternoon, everyone. A great afternoon, I would say. I was going to say it's a bright and sunny day to you, but it's cloudy on the outside. Let me just start off by saying and echoing something that our general manager stated. Key has delivered strong results for 2022, and we're well positioned for the future. Again, I say Key has delivered strong results for 2022, and we're well positioned for the future. I'm happy to carry through our 2022 financial performance as it relates to our gross written premiums, strong double-digit growth both in 2021 and in 2022, 34% in 2021 and 16% in 2022. And this was fueled by our strengthened competitive position and improved marketing presence. As it relates to our investment and other income, as Tamar has stated, we realigned our investment portfolio to mitigate against the impact of falling bond prices and to capitalize on increased yields. This has resulted in a 132% year-over-year increase in investment income. We saw a decline on the other income of 32%, and mainly as a result of a one-off gain in 2022 from the sale of our investment property. As it relates to claims, this slide is actually telling you a tale of two stories. On the left, our actual results as reported in our audited financial statements. It shows a 67% increase in claims expenses. On the right, our normalized claims expense, and it actually accounts and removes the effect of the actuarial adjustments, which Tamara spoke about, 208 million. When we normalize this, it actually accounts for 24%. And our claims were impacted by increased vehicular traffic, resulting from the reopening of the economy, inflation, and growth of our portfolio. We saw a 9% year-over-year increase in administrative expenses. Our chairman spoke to our corporate governance, and it's mainly as a result of investments in this area, inflationary increases, and the build-out of our most prized resources, which is our staff. Again, as it relates to our profit before tax, a tale of two stories. As per our audited financial statements, would have seen a 70% decline in our PBT. However, when you on the right side, you'll see the normalized profit before tax, and this takes account removing the effects of the amortization of underwriting assets in 2020, actuarial adjustments arising from the changes in our reinsurance programs in 2021. The reinsurance program in 2021 accounted for 208 million. And removing these positive effects, the PBT would have been 147%. And these results, as I said, are on the back of strong and improved underwriting practices being employed by the company. As it relates to our gross written premiums on a quarterly basis, we have seen a 97% increase from the beginning of 2020. Each quarter for 2021 was better than the quarter corresponding prior period for 2020. And each quarter for 2022 was better than the corresponding period for 2021. We have seen double-digit growth for 3 quarters, Q1 to Q3, and Q4 reporting a 9.3% increase. As it relates to our profits, since Grace Kennedy's acquisition of Key in March 2020, there has been sustained increase in profitability as shown in the graph. Quarterly profits before tax has grown by over 2,600% from the beginning of 2021. Each quarter in 2022, except for Q4, has been higher than its respective quarter. And as we stated, Q4 showed a decline of positive and recorded a decline of positive actuarial adjustments, as we said, that same 208 million in the prior period. Just a snapshot of our business performance. As you can see, mixed results were up both in terms of 2022 and 2021 in terms of gross written premiums and net premiums earned. Slight increase in terms of inflationary increase in terms of administrative expense. Underwriting results down in comparison to prior year, and a normalized PBT showing an increase both year on year, 147% in 2022 and 123% in 2021. Financial highlights. So these are some of the things that we want to just point to coming out of our results. We had strong premium growth. We surpassed the 2 billion mark in gross written premiums for the first time, achieving Key's highest revenue since inception. Sustained profitability. We recorded 2 consecutive years of profits for the first time since Key's listing. The only other occurrence in the last 11 years happened in 2014 and 2015. We had strong investment on other income. We surpassed the 200 million mark for the first time, contributing 8.1% to revenues, the highest percentage since 2019. And also, and this is most important, we continue to see positive movement in the motor loss ratios as dictated by our actuary. I'll just take a little time to just carry through our first quarter results. Again, we still continue to see improvements in our growth, in our revenues, 21% year on year. And this is on the back of aggressive marketing activities, continued building of and strengthening of our partnerships, and the fact that we have competitive products and prices to stand behind. In terms of net profits are actually higher by 54%, and the company is focusing on refining its underwriting practices through continuous review of its portfolio. The investments actually outperformed last year by 188%. As I hand back over to our General Manager, I want to reiterate again, Key delivered strong results, and we are well positioned for the future.
Thank you, Stuart. Okay. So I'll just share with you some of our strategic pillars for 2023 and also just a few of the initiatives that we will be executing on. Our strategic pillars remain unchanged since 2021, so they are our performance-driven culture, and here is where we look at our people. We believe that we have some of the best people in the insurance industry, and so because we believe that, we are taking steps to ensure that we keep them engaged, that we train them, and they remain highly motivated and committed to helping us to reach the best that we can. In terms of our operational efficiency, in 2023, we are taking steps to enhance that with a view to ultimately enhance our customers' experience and, of course, our partners. So that said, customer centricity is very, very important to us. For our business to grow, we need our customers. So what we're doing, we're looking at all our locations, enhancing the space some more, ensuring that we're adequately staffed and that we're able to support not just our direct customers, but also our broker customers. Under sustainable growth, we are taking steps to grow our portfolios, both motor and non-motor. On the non-motor side, we would have been impacted by the increase in reinsurance costs and also the crunch in the capacity. Notwithstanding, we are very clear that we need to grow here, and so what we're doing is to ensure that we retain our business and, of course, benefit from increases in our average premiums. What are some of the major developments that's happening in the insurance world? So for us, it's IFRS 17 and the MCT ratio. For IFRS 17, which is a new accounting treatment, having looked at our business along with our auditors, etc., what we can say is that whilst there will be changes in the presentation rather, of our financial statements, we expect no material change in the profitability of the business. For the MCT, the FSC in 2022 would have indicated that they would be revising same, and this came into effect around December, which the benchmark was reduced from 250% to 175%. Then in January 2023, there was a further reduction or lowering from 175 to 150%. That being said, we do remain capitalized and we are in compliance with the regulatory requirements. So we are continuing the trend of profitability as we continue into 2023. So here we're just showing you how we did in 2022 and to commit to you that the team is very focused on ensuring that we end 2023 stronger than 2022. So management's outlook on the business for the rest of the year. We believe that there may be some changes in the domestic interest rate, but notwithstanding, we're very clear that we have to remain nimble so that we can benefit from investing in higher yielding instruments. There's also the pending elimination of duties on European-made vehicles. Once that is on stream, of course, we will be looking to see how it is that we can capitalize on this in terms of growth for our motorists. And for 2023, all indications is that the hurricane season should be lower than average, and we're very, 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 very happy for that, and also praying that we will indeed have a very quiet year, because as you may know, if it is that there's a catastrophe, whether in Jamaica or the Caribbean region, then it will impact our insurance costs. And so we don't want that to happen. Having gone through an increase in 2023, we're hoping that the rates will hold for 2024. We were also looking at harnessing innovations to continue to help our business to improve in our operational efficiency and again, our customers' experience. And we still remain focused on strengthening our relationships with our broker partners, with our reinsurance, and just all of our stakeholders. And as usual, we are always focused on driving profitability with a view to enhance our shareholders' value. So, ladies and gentlemen, this takes us to the end of management's presentation, but we can't leave without saying thank you. And so I would like to thank the Key team for their hard work. It is a team's shoulder on which this company stands. Our customers who, without them, we would not exist. Our business partners who continue to support us. Our shareholders for their continued confidence and support of the business. And our board of directors. We have a very strong board of directors. They continue to provide us with strategic guidance. And so with that in place, we believe we are on a positive start for 2023 and we will end the year very successfully. So thank you so much for your attention and of course your continued support. Chair.
Thank you very much, Tamara. Are these my slide? Okay, we're just going to sit and take the questions. Okay, thank you very much, Stuart and Tamara. I thought that was two excellent presentations. Can I remind our shareholders and those that those online that you can send your questions to agm@keyinsurancega.com. Let me just repeat that again. agm@keyinsurancega.com. Okay, thanks again, everyone, and let us move to some questions. We have quite a few already. Tamara, this one is probably for you, and I read in today's newspaper that Adam Stewart and his group ATL, they are formed a strategic alliance with an electric company to provide that service. So that's the question. Is Key looking to tap into the electric vehicle market?
Thanks, Chair. So we do have a few vehicles that's already on our books that are electric vehicles. We are still assessing because one of the things is that we want to ensure that in the event of a claim, we are very competent to manage them. So we're looking at that and to see what products we will offer to the market as this type of vehicle continues to grow.
All right, yeah, I think you're spot on, Tamara. The electric vehicle market is going to grow and grow quite quickly. So we have to position Key to the necessary research, technical and otherwise, to ensure that we can be pioneers in terms of the insurance provider for electric vehicles. Next question, Stuart, this is probably for you. What has Key invested in that has led to such a large increase in investment income?
Thank you very much, Mr. Webby. So essentially what has happened is that the company rebalanced its portfolio. We sold a lot of the bonds that were earning lower interest and we reinvested in higher instruments. And the instruments that we know are investing in are BOJ CDs, T-bills, bonds with higher prices. So to answer the question, it is a rebalancing of the portfolio that has actually gained us this sort of benefit in 2022. Okay.
It has, the interest rates in the market has actually gone up significantly year over year, and that's why you're rebalancing. All right. Tamara, what has been the impact of the increase in reinsurance rates on Key's operation? I think that's a question that we all expected.
Right, thanks, Chair. So initially what we saw was a 53% increase in our cost year over year. And this may seem very substantial, but what we have done is to look at our book of business and to see how we can capitalize on this. And similar to the rest of the market, we would have increased our property premiums, and not just increasing the premiums, but focus on, of course, the retention of our business. So we are managing that successfully, I would say.
Okay, thanks, Tamara. I was trying to go through here. Stuart, can you comment on the 635 million decrease in cash and cash equivalent? I think you addressed it, but expand on that, no?
Right. So again, with the rebalancing of our portfolio, investment portfolio, what it would have meant is taking cash that was short-term and earning lower interest and investing it into longer-term instruments that would have earned higher yields. And so that would have accounted for the significant variance, or $635 million, as stated, that we're seeing in terms of where that is concerned.
Thanks. Does Key envision another possible equity raise when interest rates stabilize as a way to prepare it for growth? I think at this stage it's not under consideration to raise any additional equity, but obviously we have to look at the allocation of capital and the most efficient way to grow in terms of funding. So raising of equity and how you fund the expansion will always be under consideration. But as we speak now, we are not considering raising any new capital. With respect to Key's investments, what is the makeup of this portfolio? And it is being redeployed to take advantage of the rising interest rates. That question has been asked in a number of different ways, but maybe I want to repeat it again. Actually, this is from David Rose, one of our favorite shareholders and financial journalists.
Right. So the composition at this time, or I should say the composition previously, we were mainly into bonds that were earning lower yields. In 2022, management and the board took the decision to sell down some of these bonds and to reinvest it into instruments that were earning higher yields. So the current makeup sees us having a lot of CDs, BOJ CDs and treasury bills, as well as corporate bonds, and these are actually, as I said, earning higher yields, as well as the normal repurchase and bank CDs.
Thanks, Stuart. Has there been an increase in motor premiums based on the underwriting ratios on that segment rising based on inflation and severe accidents? Motor premiums, what is happening? Inflation, severe accidents, etc.
We would have had an increase in our motor premiums effective May this year, and we continue to look at our book of business. Despite the increase, though, I can say that we remain very competitive in the motor space, and what we continue to do is to look at our portfolio, see where there are different areas within which we can, again, just ensure that we remain extremely competitive and make adjustments as is required. So, yes.
Okay. And this is an industry phenomenon, right?
It is.
Okay. Can Key Insurance write property coverage in this environment? And how will Key grow its non-motor portfolio?
So yes, we can write property business. We have been doing that. We have not been doing a lot of new business because given the increase in the reinsurance expense and the reduction in capacity which was made available, we're not able to grow in terms of the level of new business that we would want. But notwithstanding, we are maintaining our book of business, and the increases on the premiums are allowing us to grow. And that's on the property side. In terms of the other areas of our non-motor book of business, what we're seeing there, we're seeing increases in our liability business, we're seeing increases on our travel insurance and our solar product offering. So we are growing in the non-motor segment of our business.
Okay, Tamara, you want to expand on that solar offering? Because that's innovative and very interesting.
Sure. So we would have launched this product, I think, late 2021, thereabouts. And it has been slow in picking up, but what we have seen just up to today is that we have written almost 100% of the premiums as at June in comparison to the full 12 months for 2022. So that is growing. You know, quite a bit of persons are investing more in solar energy, and so that has created an opportunity for us, and we continue to exploit those opportunities.
Great. We don't have an ad for that.
Well, we don't have an ad on TV or radio, but we are on social media.
Yeah, all right. Okay, and Key is quite active on social media. You can follow them on Instagram. All right, let us go through. Is the company considering merging with GKGI? That is a question that certainly Stephen Whittingham, who is here with us in the room, and myself, we are constantly being asked by both Grace Kennedy shareholders and Key shareholders if there's going to be a merger. What I can say is that we are always looking at the synergistic values between both companies, and that's an ongoing exercise. I don't know if a formal merger is in the short term in the pipeline, but we are going through very carefully. In fact, Stephen will tell you that the insurance segment for the Grace Kennedy group, as you can see, we've been doing a lot of acquisitions outside of Jamaica with GK Life. And I think it's an opportune time to look at the structure of the insurance business in the Grace Kennedy group of companies for further growth in line with our 2030 vision. And that is something that I'm sure he'll be coming back to me with a firm recommendation. But I mean, I think it is pretty obvious that, you know, in terms of the reinsurance, Stephen, and there are other areas that we're already getting value, synergistic value. So we will continue to ensure that we maximize shareholders' value on both sides. Thanks for that question, my colleague shareholder. Tamara, probably, what digital technologies and innovation is Key employing or looking to utilize? We don't want to give any trade secrets because I know AI is at the top of our list. Sorry, I'm giving away your secrets. Sorry. All right, but go ahead.
So for competitive reasons, we won't go, in depth in some of the areas that we're looking at. But what I can say, though, is that we are looking at technological solutions to assist us with enhancing our operational efficiencies and the delivery of our products to our customers. So one of the areas that we are hoping to have ready before the end of 2023 is the ability to purchase not just third-party or comprehensive motor coverage, but also homeowners comprehensive coverage online. So purchasing and paying, etc. That is something that we want to execute on before the end of 2023.
Okay, and there's a lot of discussion in the world about AI and digital transformation, and I can assure you from a Grace Kennedy's group's point of view is that a lot of time and resources and capital is being spent to ensure that we are ahead of the curve. And one can have a look at GK1, where the feedback has just been phenomenal from all over the world in terms of that investment. All right, some of these questions are a little bit repetitive. Anything else? Stuart, your shareholders are really digging in the numbers hard. Why is Key's commission income consistently less than its commission expense? You want me to repeat it again?
Sure.
Sure. So it says, why is Key's commission income consistently less than its commission expense?
So as Tamar had said, we're a heavy motor insurance company. A large aspect of the business that we write, I would say 73% of it actually comes through agents and intermediaries such as our broker partners. So that has accounted for the significant commission expense. On the other side, as it relates to the commission income, that is mainly derived from the reinsurance that the proportional reinsurance that we cede. And that business, as we said, we're a heavy motor insurance company. The split between the motor and non-motor is 70%, 30%, Tamara. Am I correct to say that it's about that? And that would account for why it is that our commission income is always lower than our commission expense.
Thank you. All right, colleagues, I have no more questions coming through. If you have further questions, I will invite you to send to the email address that was given earlier, agm@keyinsuranceja.com, and we will be happy to answer as soon as we receive those questions. Okay, so just to conclude this section, thanks again to Mara and Stuart and to your team. Extremely proud of you. And Key Insurance is one of the companies in the Grace Kennedy Group, and Stephen Whittingham is the divisional director in charge that has really executed on a strategy. And that's what we refer to as a performance-driven culture. And if you think about it, what we have managed to achieve over the last few years, it's truly remarkable, and I'm proud of the team tomorrow. And if you can express my appreciation and gratitude and support to the team. If we think about it, when we bought the company in 2020, the gross premium was 1.6 billion, 1.684 billion to be exact. And now we're at $2.5 billion. That's a significant growth rate of 53%, or 881 million. And I can assure you that 2023, as Stuart said, for the first quarter, is looking good. And I expect this year, 2023, to be a good year. But what is even more remarkable, colleagues, is that the increase in the gross written premium, we have been very efficient in terms of running of the business. And that's what we talk about: internal processes, performance-driven culture, and consumer centricity. So think about it, that when we bought a company that was losing $500 million. To be exact, $566 million it lost in 2020. And as we speak now on a normalized basis, we made $72 million, and 2023 is going to be better. So this is a company that I'm very proud of. The future is bright, and I believe the growth rate is going to continue. And as I've said before, for our Grace Kennedy Group of companies, the best is yet to come for Key Insurance. Okay, all right. Now, the feature presentation, auditor's report. The auditor's report has been circulated to the shareholders. I will now ask Madame Gail Moore, our very competent and able auditor, the audit partner at Pricewaterhouse, to read the auditor's report.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Independent auditor's report to the members of Key Insurance Company Limited. Report on the audit of the financial statements, our opinion. In our opinion, the financial statements give a true and fair view of the financial position of Key Insurance Company Limited, the company, as at 31st December 2022, and of its financial performance and its cash flows for the year then ended, in accordance with International Financial Reporting Standards, IFRS, and with the requirements of the Jamaican Companies Act. What we have audited. The company's financial statements comprise the statement of financial position as at 31st December 2022, the statement of comprehensive income for the year then ended, the statement of changes in equity for the year then ended, the statement of cash flows for the year then ended, and the notes to the financial statements, which include significant accounting policies and other explanatory information. Basis for opinion. We conducted our audit in accordance with International Standards on Auditing, ISOs. Our responsibilities under those standards are further described in the auditor's responsibilities for the audit of the financial statement section of our report. We believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion, independence. We are independent of the company in accordance with the International Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants, including International Independent Standards issued by the International Ethics Standards Board for Accountants, ISB code. We have fulfilled our other ethical responsibilities in accordance with the ISB code. Our audit approach, audit scope. As part of designing our audit, we determined materiality and assessed the risks of material misstatement in the financial statements. In particular, we considered where management made subjective judgments, for example, in respect of significant accounting estimates that involved making assumptions and considering future events that are inherently uncertain. As in all of our audits, we also addressed the risk of management override of internal controls, including, among other matters, consideration of whether there was evidence of bias that represented a risk of material misstatement due to fraud. We tailored the scope of our audit in order to perform sufficient work to enable us to provide an opinion on the financial statements as a whole, taking into account the structure of the company, the accounting processes and controls, and the industry in which the company operates. Key audit matters. Key audit matters are those matters that, in our professional judgment, were of most significance in our audit of the financial statements of the current period. These matters were addressed in the context of our audit of the financial statements as a whole and in forming our opinion thereon, and we do not provide a separate opinion on these matters. Key audit matter. Valuation of incurred but not reported claims for property and casualty contracts, refer to notes 2N, 3B, and 23 to the financial statements for disclosures of related accounting policies and balances. As at 31st December 2022, total incurred but not reported reserves amounted to $591 million. The methodologies and assumptions utilized to develop incurred but not reported reserves involve a significant degree of judgment. There is generally less information available in relation to these claims, which can result in variability between initial estimates and final settlement. Management engaged an independent actuarial expert to assist in determining the value of claims incurred but not reported. We focused on this area because underlying these methods are a number of assumptions and judgments relating to the expected settlement amount and settlement patterns of claims, which are subject to complex calculations. How our audit addressed the key audit matter. The approach to addressing the matter with the assistance of our actuarial experts involved the following procedures amongst others. Tested the completeness, accuracy, and reliability of the underlying data utilized by management and its external actuarial experts to support the actuarial valuation. Assessed the independence, experience, and objectivity of management's actuarial expert. Performed a methods and assumptions analysis of the actuarial valuation prepared by management's actuarial expert. Consider the suitability of the methodology used by management's actuary in establishing claims liabilities against established actuarial practice and our knowledge and experience. The results of our procedures indicated that the assumptions used by management for determining the valuation of incurred but not reported claims for property and casualty contracts were not unreasonable. Other information. Management is responsible for the other information. The other information comprises the annual report, but does not include the financial statements and our auditor's report thereon, which is expected to be made available to us after the date of this auditor's report. Our opinion on the financial statements does not cover the other information, and we will not express any form of assurance conclusion thereon. In connection with our audit of the financial statements, our responsibility is to read the other information identified above when it becomes available, and in doing so, consider whether the other information is materially inconsistent with the financial statements or our knowledge obtained in the audit, or otherwise appears to be materially misstated. When we read the annual report, if we conclude that there is a material misstatement therein, we are required to communicate the matter to those charged with governance. responsibilities of management and those charged with governance for the financial statements. Management is responsible for the preparation of the financial statements that give a true and fair view in accordance with IFRS and with the requirements of the Jamaican Companies Act, and for such internal control as management determines is necessary to enable the preparation of financial statements that are free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error. In preparing the financial statements, management is responsible for assessing the company's ability to continue as a going concern, disclosing, as applicable, matters related to going concern, and using the going concern basis of accounting unless management either intends to liquidate the company or to cease operation or has no realistic alternative but to do so. Those charged with governance are responsible for overseeing the company's financial reporting process. Auditors' responsibilities for the audit of the financial statements. Our objectives are to obtain reasonable assurance about whether the financial statements as a whole are free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error, and to issue an auditor's report that includes our opinion. Reasonable assurance is a high level of assurance, but it is not a guarantee that an audit conducted in accordance with ISAs will always detect a material misstatement when it exists. Misstatements can arise from fraud or error and are considered material if, individually or in the aggregate, they could reasonably be expected to influence the economic decisions of users taken on the basis of these financial statements. As part of an audit in accordance with ISAs, we exercise professional judgment and maintain professional skepticism throughout the audit. We also identify and assess the risks of material misstatement of the financial statement, whether due to fraud or error, design and perform audit procedures responsive to those risks, and obtain audit evidence that is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion. The risk of not detecting a material misstatement resulting from fraud is higher than for one resulting from error, as fraud may involve collusion, forgery, intentional omissions, misrepresentations, or the override of internal control. Obtain an understanding of internal control relevant to the audit in order to design audit procedures that are appropriate in the circumstances, but not for the purpose of expressing an opinion on the effectiveness of the company's internal control. Evaluate the appropriateness of accounting policies used and the reasonableness of accounting estimates and related disclosures made by management. Conclude on the appropriateness of management's use of the going concern basis of accounting and, based on the audit evidence obtained, whether a material uncertainty exists related to events or conditions that may cast significant doubt on the company's ability to continue as a going concern. If we conclude that a material uncertainty exists, we are required to draw attention in our auditor's report to the related disclosures in the financial statements, or, if such disclosures are inadequate, to modify our opinion. Our conclusions are based on the audit evidence obtained up to the date of our auditor's report. However, future events or conditions may cause a company to cease to continue as a going concern. Evaluate the overall presentation, structure, and content of the financial statements, including disclosures, and whether the financial statements represent the underlying transactions and events in a manner that achieves fair presentation. We communicate with those charged with governance regarding, among other matters, the planned scope and timing of the audit and significant audit findings, including any significant deficiencies in internal control that we identified during our audit. We also provide those charged with governance with a statement that we have complied with relevant ethical requirements regarding independence and to communicate with them all relationships and other matters that may be reasonably be thought to bear on our independence and, where applicable, actions taken to eliminate threats or safeguards applied. From the matters communicated with those charged with governance, we determined those matters that were of most significance in the audit of the financial statements of the current period and are therefore the key audit matters. We describe these matters in our auditor's report unless law or regulation precludes public disclosure about the matter, or when, in extremely rare circumstances, we determine that a matter should not be communicated in our report because the adverse consequences of doing so would reasonably be expected to outweigh the public interest benefits of such communication. Report on other legal and regulatory requirements. As required by the Jamaican Companies Act, we have obtained all the information and explanations which, to the best of our knowledge and belief, were necessary for the purposes of our audit. In our opinion, proper accounting records have been kept so far as appears from our examination of those records, and the accompanying financial statements are in agreement therewith and give the information required by the Jamaican Companies Act in a manner so required. The engagement partner on the audit resulting in this independent auditor's report is Gail Moore, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Chartered Accountants, 1 March 2023, Kingston, Jamaica. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Pricewaterhouse. That was very good. I give you A for that one. Thanks a lot. Okay, at this juncture, we will move for the approval of the auditor's report. May I have a motion that the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2022 and the reports of the directors and auditors circulated with the notice convening the meeting be and are hereby adopted. Again, I remind you, using the raise hand feature at the bottom of your screen, may I have a shareholder to move and another to second the motion, this motion.
Okay, moved by Dane Dixon and seconded by Carrie Ann Mew.
Okay, Dane Dixon, moved by and Carrie Ann Mew. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the resolution is now displayed on your screens. I ask that you submit your vote in favor or against.
Whoever you are, once you own or drive a car, you can get covered with Key Insurance.
Even if it's my very first car?
Covered.
Even if I just got my license?
Covered. What if my son drive my car sometimes? Covered.
What if my car was involved in a recent accident?
Covered. Request a quote online at www.keyinsurancejm.com or call us at 888-CALL-KEY. That's 888-225-5539. Get covered with Key Insurance, the key to your peace of mind.
Let me know when I can.
The results are in.
Results are in 100%.
Yes, Chair.
So the votes have been submitted. The secretary has confirmed that the majority has voted in favor of this resolution. I declare the motion carried. Approval for the re-election of directors retiring pursuant to Article 97. I think the photos should be coming up anytime now of the directors. That's the Herma, smiling Herma, Linval, and smiling Carrie Ann Evans. What's your married name again, Madam? McGill. Carrie Ann Evans McGill. I don't want Mr. McGill to think that we're not recognizing his last name. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the directors on your screen, Herma McRae, Linval Freeman, and Carrie Ann Evans McRae, have an excellent record of board meeting attendance and participation. The board is satisfied, and certainly as chairman of the company, I am extremely, extremely satisfied by the performance and the contribution of these three valuable directors and the contribution that they have made to date, serving as directors. Further details on our directors are available on the company's website and in the recently published annual report. We'll now move for the re-election of Herman McCrae, Linval Freeman, and Kerry Ann Evans, who retire by rotation in accordance with Section 97 of the Articles of Incorporation, and who, each being eligible for reappointment, hereby offer themselves for re-election as directors. Once again, using the raise hand feature at the bottom of your screen, may I have a shareholder to move and another to second the motion for the reappointment of these directors. I'll pause, carry on, and you can let me know when.
Moved by Dane Dixon and seconded by Carleen Isaacs.
Okay, moved by Dane Dixon, seconded by Carleen Isaacs. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the resolution is now displayed on your screens. I ask that you submit your vote in favor or against.
Insurance is now introducing the new PPV Protect for taxis and bus drivers, because your livelihood and side hustle is important to us too. Protect yourself, the man on the road, and all your passengers with PPV insurance coverage. Get up to 12 months premium financing today. Ask us how. Key Insurance, caring for PPV drivers and passengers as they commute daily. Get a quote. Call 888-CALL-KEY. That's 888-225-5539. Or visit www.keyinsurancejm.com. One and ready.
Thank you very much. And I'm looking at the screen there. Yea, 100%. So the votes have been submitted. The Secretary has confirmed that the majority has voted of this resolution. Congrats again to our directors who have been re-elected. Thank you very much, and thanks for your continued support. So I declare the motion carried. Approval for the re-election of directors retiring pursuant to Article 103. You'll see the photos of Ashley Foster Horn and Nicole Case on screen very shortly. Thank you very much. Nicole Case and Ashley Ann Foster Horn have been appointed by the board as directors in 2022. Now retire in accordance with Article 103 of the company's Articles of Incorporation, and who, being eligible, offer themselves for reappointment, be hereby reappointed. Let me say that I am extremely again impressed both by Ashley and Nicole by their, while brief but valuable contribution at the board for the board meetings that they have attended so far, and I'm looking forward to working with them in the future. Once again, using the raise hand feature at the bottom of your screen, may I have a shareholder to move and another to second the motion for the reappointment of these directors.
Chairman, moved by Heather Bowie and seconded by Odile Mulgrave.
Okay, moved by Heather and seconded by?
Odile.
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 Odile. Hope we're not mispronouncing your name, Odile. Ladies and gentlemen, the resolution is now displayed on your screens. I ask that you submit your vote in favor or against.
Here's a key deal for all drivers. For a limited time only, get a flat low rate on third-party insurance for your vehicle. Car insurance for as low as $10,000 every 3 months, or $20,000 for the year. Start with peace of mind. Start with Key Insurance. Conditions apply. Visit one of our branches island-wide. Visit our website, www.keyinsurancejm.com, or call 888-CALL-KEY. That's 888-225-5539. Here's a key deal for all drivers. For a limited time only, get a...
The majority have voted in favor.
Okay, I have not seen it on screen. Thank you. All right, the votes have been submitted. The Secretary has confirmed that the majority has voted in favor of this resolution. Congrats again, Ashley and Nicole, and really looking forward to working with you in the future. Thanks again for agreeing to serve on the board. And thanks for the shareholders for your confidence in agreeing to re-elect them to the board. So I declare the motion carried. as it relates to the appointment of our auditors for the company, may we please have a motion that PricewaterhouseCoopers Chartered Accountants, having signified their willingness to serve, continue in the office as auditors of the company pursuant to Section 154 of the Companies Act, to hold office until the conclusion of the next annual general meeting at a remuneration to be fixed by the directors of the company. Again, using the raise hand feature at the bottom of your screen, may I have a shareholder to move and another to second this motion?
Moved by Heather Bowie and seconded by Dane Dixon.
Moved by Heather and seconded by Dane. Thanks a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, the resolution is now displayed on your screen. I ask that you submit your vote in favor or against.
Protect your business with Key Biz Protect from Key Insurance. Key Biz Protect covers all your small business insurance needs under one policy. Secure your business income, protect your properties, safeguard yourself and employees from expenses caused by accidents and injuries. Plus, cover a wide range of other business assets. Start planning your future today. Call us at 929-794023. Get the key. Do business securely with Key Insurance. The key to your peace of mind.
Thank you. 100% yea. The votes have been submitted. The Secretary has confirmed that the majority has voted in favor of this resolution. I declare the motion carried. May we have a motion that the amount shown in the financial statements of the year ended 31st July 2022 for fees of the directors be and hereby approved. Using the raise hand feature at the bottom of your screen, may I have a shareholder to move and another to second this motion?
Moved by Odile Mulgrave, seconded by Carleen Isaacs.
Carleen Isaacs. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the resolution is now displayed on your screen. I ask that you submit your vote in favor or against.
Captain speaking. You've boarded a safe flight. However, so many things can go wrong when you travel. Lost luggage, flight delays, and emergency medical expenses. But with travel insurance, you can focus on all the things that can go right and leave the stress to your travel insurance partner.
Don't wait till you're on a plane to plan for your trip. Plan ahead and get travel insurance with COVID-19 protection from Key Insurance. Travel with the key to your peace of mind. Key Insurance, the people's insurer for economical insurance solutions.
Okay. All right, 100%. The votes have been submitted. The Secretary has confirmed that the majority has voted in favor of this resolution. I declare the motion carried. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the agenda for today's meeting. From the presentations this afternoon, I'm optimistic about the future as we remain committed to our goal of providing the best quality insurance protection to our customers and delivering strong returns to our shareholders with a highly motivated and competent team. And I'm confident that the best is yet to come. This year's AGM was virtual. However, we are committed to facilitating a face-to-face meeting next year as we recognize that this will provide an opportunity for even greater interaction with you, our valued shareholders. I think it is safe to say, Madam Secretary, that when you look at what is happening, not only on the Jamaican market, but worldwide, it seems to me that hybrid meetings are becoming the norm, where you have shareholders online and shareholders present. So, and the Grace Kennedy one worked extremely, extremely well. So We can start planning for now. From now. Thank you for your continued support and trust in our company. Your confidence in us is what drives us forward, and we are committed to earning that trust every day. As we say at Grace Kennedy, honesty, integrity, trust, our word is our bond. Those are our core values for Key and for the Grace Kennedy Group. Ladies and gentlemen, please stay safe and have a good evening. The meeting is now terminated. Thanks again, everyone.